All right, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and as you can see, sneak peek number 2 for the Multiverse of Madness update is here, and it's partially what I expected. We're getting a brand new uniform for Wong. Now, I personally thought sneak peek number 2 would be a twofer in the direction of a new uniform for Wong and Baron Mordo, because I think Mordo is going to be getting an amazing uniform as well. However, they decided they're going to make this a twofer in the direction of Wong getting a new uniform. Check the hair, by the way. Young Wong, fresh, you know. And on top of that, this man is getting a tier 3. Yes, sir. Tier 3 in the background. Check that out. T3. So Wong is actually going to be Sorcerer Supreme after the drop of the Multiverse of Madness update. In case you guys haven't been keeping up with the MCU, because Doctor Strange was blipped away when the snap happened, Wong actually by default became the Sorcerer Supreme. So because of that, the Future Fight team is going to be giving him a Sorcerer Supreme uniform, and hopefully he gets an amazing power-up. I'm looking forward to this. Now, I know right away some of you guys are going to complain about, yo, Wong is a mid-tier character. Why is he getting a tier 3? Why isn't somebody else getting a tier 3 instead? I can already see you guys complaining on the forums, Twitter, and all that stuff. Listen, this is not 2018, 2019, when characters were destined to be weaker if they got an awakened skill versus if they got a tier 3. Look at some of the strongest characters in the game. Bakari or Moonstone, for example. They're awakened characters, alright? So before you guys start complaining about Wong is supposed to be an awakened character, not a tier 3, think and then look at the characters in the game, okay? Just because Wong is getting a tier 3 doesn't necessarily mean he's destined to be strong, and just because a character that you would have liked to get the tier 3 may actually end up getting an awakened skill doesn't mean they're destined to be weak. That's not how it works. All right, we have multiple examples of characters getting tier 3s and them not living up to expectations, and we have multiple examples of characters getting awakened skills and just blowing us away. Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, for example, right? Hawkeye, nobody was expecting him to be as good as he is. Nobody was expecting Kate Bishop to be as good as she is. So anything could happen. I'm happy for Wong getting a glow up, because the uniform that they gave him a couple years ago, man, it did nothing for the character. He was just complete doo-doo. The only thing you could do with him is be pretty much Shadowlands. One of the worst uniforms I've ever seen in this game. So thankfully, he's getting some fresh drip. He looks amazing. The face actually looks like the actor, and he's getting a massive power boost, man. So that's pretty dope. Let's see what else they got to say on Twitter and on the Future Fight forums as well. So on the Future Fight forums, we have the typical greetings from CM Fragment, and he left us a message that reads, "The master of both mystic and martial arts has returned with new powers." So this is going to be a Wong like you've never seen him. The new Sorcerer Supreme is here. Will this superhero be able to protect the order of the multiverse? We will announce the details through the update details to come. This kind of worries me a little bit, because it tells me that we might not be seeing any more sneak peeks, boys. That's kind of sad. Usually when we see they'll announce more in the update details to come, it means, listen, you're not getting anything else until patch notes day. And I know they probably want to keep the first half of the update small, so that when the movie drops, they can give us all of that movie related stuff so as to not spoil too much. But man, I know some of you guys are going to be a little salty about this. I personally think that they're going to give Baron Mordo tier 3 as the mid-month, and that's kind of why they split up Wong and Baron Mordo into 2 different sneak peeks, and then they gave us Scarlet Witch, America Chavez, and Doctor Strange in 1. So you guys let me know what you think about that. Personally, I'm happy to see Wong get a glow up, and I'm looking forward to actually being able to use this character for actual content, because I've never actually gotten the opportunity to play with him. Some of you guys, I know you're going to be salty because you would like to see somebody else get the tier 3, maybe Clea, but to my knowledge, Clea is not even a part of the movie, and if they were to give her a tier 3, that would be more so of a cash grab than anything. If anything, you guys should be very happy that Wong is getting the tier 3. He's a free-to-play character and he's easily farmable. If he ends up being really, really powerful, that's a major win in my personal opinion. Now, the elephant in the room that we need to address. Because of the fact that Wong is a speed character and he's getting a tier 3, it means that the dream, the hope that many of us have been keeping alive for the past few weeks of getting a tier 3 for Green Goblin is officially dead. I think Green Goblin's tier 3 is going to be saved for a moment in time when we have a dead week and they're trying to fill the gap between an update, because they know that Green Goblin is very, very hype and people will be happy to tier 3 him. And part of the reason why I think they're withholding Green Goblin's tier 3 is actually to preserve two characters' value, because if Green Goblin actually gets a tier 3 right now, many players would not actually pay the money to get Electro and then get his uniform and build him up for squad battle, because he's only scoring around 9 to 10 million on most people's account when they have him really well built, versus Green Goblin, who at tier 2 is getting close to 9 million already. So him getting a tier 3 tells me that he's probably going to be pushing close to 11 million, immediately eclipsing Electro. And let's be honest, if that happens to be the case, then no one is going to deck out Electro with a really good build. And if they don't already have him, there's not going to be any incentive to buy him. Additionally, Gamora would instantly drop in value if Green Goblin actually got a tier 3, because of the fact that she's only hitting about 10, maybe 10.5 million in ABX, and Green Goblin at tier 2, and I'm talking about the speed category, right? Speed villain day. Green Goblin's already hitting 9.5, close to 10 million at tier 2. I seen it myself, boy. I could not believe it. Okay, this man at tier 2 is putting up scores very, very close to what Gamora fully transcended and maxed out is getting. So I think what they're doing here, they're looking at the power level of these two characters and they're realistically trying to figure out, is it a good time to actually drop Green Goblin's tier 3 to make sure that we actually maximize revenue, right? Because obviously at the end of the day, Marvel Future Fight is a business first from the perspective of the people working on it. So if they were to drop Green Goblin right now, a free-to-play tier 3, and then immediately kill one of their paywalls, who a lot of people actually complain about the fact that a lot of these paywall characters, after you pay money for them, they're not really good for much. I don't think they want to do that. I don't think they also want to shit on the people who already built Gamora. I know some of you guys who haven't would be very, very happy if that were the case. That would save you resources that you don't have to invest into two characters, because Green Goblin would eliminate the need for both of them. Now, I know some of you guys are going to say, well, he has a good leadership, so there'll still be a need for him. But here's the thing. If you're the person to buy Electro, you probably already bought the uniform for Black Cat. So, realistically, you don't need his leadership for squad battle or even for ABX. You see what I'm saying? So I think what they're doing here is they're deliberately withholding Green Goblin's tier 3 for a moment in time when the game is kind of dry and they're trying to fill the gap, and after they've actually allowed these characters to get a run, not her, right, at the top. I think that's what's going on there. I know some of you guys are going to be very upset because you'd rather build one character in Green Goblin and have him be good for two different pieces of content than build two. Completely understandable. I understand that as well. That's what I wanted to be the case on my free-to-play account anyways, but it looks like they're going to be withholding Green Goblin's tier 3. You can wait 4, 5, 6 months or whatever. Whenever they decide to drop it, it's completely up to you, but it seems like that's going to be the case. Wong tier 3 basically tells us that Green Goblin tier 3 not happening for Multiverse of Madness. More than likely, maybe if we're lucky, they'll drop it in between the Thor Love and Thunder update. If we're lucky. Alright? So, to Wong. Wong has one of the worst uniforms in the game. If you take a look at this man's uniform bonus, you can tell it's very, very old. When this man's doing critical attack, he decreases his skill cooldown time by 50% for 10 seconds with a 20-second cooldown. His leadership is pretty decent for like AC. But besides that, his kit is just bad. 8% all speed, terrible. Okay? Nothing on his 5th skill. His 4th skill, it's decent because it has a stun, and his 3rd skill actually has immunity. 5 seconds though, with a 40-second cooldown. So that's 7 seconds. He can use this fine, but besides that, his kit is just complete doo-doo. Okay, I will say though, give him some credit. His tier 2 passive, for the time that he came to the game, his tier 2 passive is okay. I will say I am really looking forward to seeing what they do for Wong this time around, especially since we're getting the MCU version of Wong. And if you take a look at Wong's kit in the game, it's like so pedestrian, it's not even funny, right? There's no magic at all. And if you take a look at all of the scenes that Wong's been in the MCU, we have not seen him use a weapon too often. So I would definitely welcome whatever change they're gonna do for Wong that removes these weapons and these lackluster skills. Because let's be honest, what are these, bro? They're so slow and the animations are so long that he's gonna die in majority of content that you use him in today's game mode, bro. He's not gonna keep up. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do for Wong. I wouldn't say you should jump out the woodwork and get him to level 70 and all that stuff. I would say let your favorite content creator do all of that. And if he ends up being top tier like a Hawkeye or a Kate Bishop or something like that, then go ahead and build him. But realistically, with so many good speed characters lately, you might not even need him. So for any of you guys who are losing your mind about, oh my god, another speed character, look at that problem though. Could you have imagined that there would come a time when we have so many good speed characters that we're complaining that we don't need another one? Because I can already see people complaining saying, man, I have so many speed characters already and they're so good already, I don't need another one. We have Makari, Green Goblin's amazing. Now we have Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, Silk, so many good speed characters that realistically a lot of people don't feel like they need another one. So you could easily skip over Wong if he doesn't like fit whatever you need him to fit. I don't think he has too many tags either, so that's also something that might limit whether or not you want to build him, right? Because for World Boss Legend, tags mean a lot. If they give him like the leadership tag, the agility tag, and a few others, maybe he could actually be useful to a lot of people. But it will be interesting to see what they do for somebody like Wong. Are they going to go the damage accumulation route like Kate Bishop or Hawkeye, where they put the damage accumulation on the tier 3? Or are they going to make him similar to somebody like Silk? Since if you take a look at his tier 2 passive, he already has that guaranteed dodge, guaranteed crit going with some critical damage, which is really good, way ahead of his time. That's like the only thing in his kit that I would say survived the test of time. So because of that, it will be very interesting to see if they take him the direction of somebody like Silk, because in case you guys don't know, Silk actually has a very similar tier 2 passive to Wong, actually a little bit weaker. If you take a look, Wong has 40% critical damage, she has 37 natively, she has the guaranteed dodge and the guaranteed critical rate as well. Obviously in her newest uniform they altered that slightly, but I'm curious to see if they're gonna do something similar to what they did for Silk in regards to having chainable skills and having all of these stackable buffs, where the 4-star passive is giving her guaranteed critical rate and all attack, and then you can stack that with the 5 that's giving her 42% attack, and then the 4 skill that's giving you a damage increase for 2 attacks. So it's very nice when you chain all of these effects together, and it's very easy to activate her 4-star passive because the majority of her skills that you're going to use anyways have the web ability on them. So really curious to see what they're going to do for Wong here. We've seen the glow up that they gave to somebody like Silk, and she had the same like tier 2 passive, so it will be interesting to see what Wong gets. Anyways, ladies and gents, we're gonna wrap the video up right here. Thank you so much for watching. Leave me your thoughts in the comments. Are you excited for Wong, or are you tired of seeing all of these speed characters glow up, man? I ain't gonna hold you, but I'm looking forward to that Squirrel Girl update, and my girl Mockingbird, I'm looking forward to her as well. So when that happens, I'll be one of the first to actually get the tier 3/awakening for them. Anyways, man, I'm going. Y'all be safe. Peace out.